I'm quite sure you don't remember me, but I can't forget you. We met, or rather, we collided, in a crowded club in Miami in around 1995. I was drunk and I was alone. Somehow I ended up back in your hotel room, where I promptly passed out. When I came to, you were on top of me, inside me. Whenever I imagined being raped, I was always screaming, clawing, clutching to prevent myself from being violated. I imagined not being able to tolerate being in my skin afterwards. And yet, when you were raping me in real life, I was paralyzed, shocked. I could barely get the word no out of my throat. I hardly moved. You said you had a condom on, as though that made what you were doing okay. Some kind of warped survival instinct took over me, in which it made more sense to let you fuck me with a condom and be thankful for the condom rather than to fight. You finished your business, and I passed out again. How the hell did I get here? I was in Miami Beach alone on my way back from a business trip in South America. I was about 22, 23 years old, and I felt very grown up. At the club, drinks, more drinks, drunk. A man starts flirting with me, and somehow I become scared that he's a predator, that I'm a rodent in a small hole and I can't get out. I go to the phone, desperately calling other men who might be able to save me with their voices, but of course no one can hear me because I'm in a club. I'm drunk, I'm alone, I'm scared. I need to find a way out of here. I pick you out of the crowd, thinking wrongly that you are a safe man. The next morning, you were perfectly pleasant. Over breakfast, you laughed and said that I was asking for it because I was drunk and had on a tight dress. The fact that you thought I was asking for it is absurd. Nobody asks to be violated. And the fact that you thought it was okay to mount me while I was passed out shows more about your perverted sense of right and wrong than anything else. For years, I tried to forget, tried to bury what you did to me, but I couldn't. It still haunts me now, 20 years later. I'd like to say that your raping me was unusual or an isolated incident, but it's not. Thousands and thousands of women incapacitated by alcohol are raped every year. Alcohol is a key factor in 90% of college rape cases. In the years since you raped me, the laws have changed, from requiring the rape victim to say no to requiring the alleged rapist to obtain positive consent. She must say yes, and in most states, incapacitated people are unable to consent to sex, whether because they've drunk alcohol or taken prescription or illegal drugs. So although you thought you were justified in raping me because I was drunk or wearing a tight dress, you were wrong. You were partaking of the false myths of rape culture, and you broke the law as well as my spirit. You blamed me to my face. You were wrong. So now you're a big-time finance guy on Wall Street, and your specialty is distressed investments, otherwise known as vulture funds, for the way the investors, that would be you, take advantage of companies in distress and prey on them. I know what that's like. You just bought a $7 million, 5-bedroom, 3.5-bath condo in Midtown Manhattan. And you have another big house in the country for the weekends. It seems like it was pretty easy for you to move on, but not so for me. I've had major depression, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and all of this has completely derailed my career. And this is pretty common, I've found out. Rape survivors are many, many more times likely to commit suicide, to become addicts. It really messes you up. How many other women have you raped or groped or otherwise harassed? How do you treat the women that you work with? And now that the man in the White House bragged about assaulting women and totally got away with it, the voters didn't even seem to care. I'm worried it's going to become even easier for people like you to act with impunity. Looking back now, I wish I'd gone to the police, but I was so shocked and confused and ashamed at the time that I didn't even occur to me to go. And that's true for 60% of women who are raped. But even if I had gone, the police would most likely have written me off because I was drunk. They think that drunkenness equals consent. And even if I had managed to get a rape kit done, there are tens of thousands of unprocessed, unexamined rape kits rotting in police storage lockers all over the country. But even if I had gotten that done, only 3 out of every 1,000 prosecuted rape cases result in jail time. Why am I getting in touch now after all these years? Because you might have a daughter and she might fall prey to a younger version of yourself. You might have a son and he might do exactly what you did. And if he does, he could end up in prison. But more importantly, he could damage another human being. It's your responsibility to change things. Sincerely, Jessica.